Delilah settled a little bit. She's been bouncing off the walls, then sleeping, then bouncing off the walls, then sleeping. And usually we go out. Well, we went out the first time outside, and it literally, as soon as we walked out in the backyard, it started raining. So we had to literally turn back around and come in the house. It's starting to rain again. It kind of sucks just a tad bit, but that's okay. We'll get through it. Baby Delilah's peacefully on my lap. Ah. So I thought what we would do, it's been a while since I've been on this channel, and wanted to come and just chit chat with everybody to see how everybody is doing. It's nice to see you guys. Happy Saturday. I only did, well, I made spaghetti, and I didn't, it's half homemade. Hey, it's nice to see you guys. It's nice to see Amanda, the real Me Too, Michelle, River, Karma, Dawn, Linda. It's nice to see you. Hey, we're not going to really talk about anything. We're just kind of sitting here chilling. I figured I'd come on this channel. It's been a little minute since, oh, excuse me, since I've been on this channel to chat with everybody. Hello. I'm about to make cheeseburgers and rally fries. Yum. That does sound good. I actually have hamburger. I actually have hamburger buns, and I was going to make hamburger, but I decided, I got a bell pepper. I decided I'm going to make meatloaf tomorrow. So I took a little bit of the hamburger and put it in the spaghetti. But tomorrow I'm going to make a meatloaf, and then I've got chicken breasts, boneless, skinless chicken breasts that are already thawed. So I think I'm going to make some chicken sandwiches for lunch tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm going to grill them, barbecue them, or fry them, but I think I'm going to make some chicken sandwiches. I've lost all my reminders. Oh no. Well, don't go out and unsubscribe and resubscribe. Go to the bell and see if it's on, what it's on, and turn it to all. If it's already in all, put it into a different one, like none, and then go back there and turn it back to all, but do it from the bell. Don't unsubscribe and resubscribe. Then you'll have to wait 10 minutes to respond. Hey Stormy, it's nice to see you. Misty, it's nice to see you. Which reminds me, you said coffee club. I need some more coffee. I had 2 lattes today, and I gotta tell you, this afternoon's kind of kicking my butt. I got a Dr. Pepper. I ended up ordering food. Well, ordering groceries, not food. But I got some, actually I didn't do bad. I didn't do bad this week. There was a lot of sales on meat, pork and chicken, so I stocked up on some pork and chicken. Excuse me, I gotta sneeze. I even got some baby back. I even got some baby back ribs. So I'm kind of excited about those, but I'm not gonna make those yet. The backyard's still looking good. I've got to change out the starter on the riding lawnmower, and I haven't done it yet. I've kind of been procrastinating because of all the crap I've got to get done. So thank you. How's Miss Delilah? She's being lazy right now. She's being snuggly perfect. She gets up. She's like a freaking Energizer bunny, and literally acts like an Energizer bunny because she hops. And I eat cereal. When she was at my mom, she started learning how to jump on the couch. And then when I brought her home that day, she remembered how to jump on the couch. So she was jumping on the couch. Well, all of a sudden, yesterday and today, she just can't seem to get on the couch. So I was eating a bowl of cereal, and of course she was jumping, and you know, she wanted me to pick her up and put her on the couch with me, and I wouldn't. All of a sudden, she remembers how to jump on the couch. It's funny how that happens, right? Funny how that happens. I sent pictures for the light up Sebastian. Everything is green. Aw, thank you, Karma's mom. Thank you. I gotta order. Actually, you know what? As soon as I get off here, I'm gonna order my green light. I haven't ordered my green light yet, and I don't really go out all that much. I mean, like even today, I only went out just to take the rental back. And it's because it was cheaper to rent it for the whole week than it was for the 5 days I needed it. So it just sat out in the front driveway for 2 days because I never go anywhere when I'm home. So it's nice to see you. Thank you. I'm going to do something with those pictures. If you guys light your house up for green for Sebastian, please take a picture So I'm going to do something. I think I'm going to do a video. If we can get enough photos in, I'm going to do a video that kind of showcases the love around the country and around the world for Sebastian Rogers. I think that's super. I think that would be super special. Um, what's happened is so unfortunate, and it's kind of hard to shake the feelings that we have related to this case, and if all we can do at this moment is just show them we care, then that's what we'll do. I'm not there to search 24/7. I wish I was. There's been a lot of hindrance in people's rights and being able to move freely in that area. So there's a lot of challenges that we're facing when it comes to this case. And I'm not sure, I've never had to face these type of challenges with a missing child, especially one that's autistic. But, one of the major issues is I believe law enforcement does have a theory. And I think that theory is not, good. And they're just trying to keep, probably the calm while they diligently work, because you got to understand, Sebastian's mom and stepfather, they're hotheads, right? They're hotheads. They're angry. They're mean. It doesn't seem like they really care. So it's like, if things don't go their way, they seem like they're screamers, because we've seen the behavior, on social media through the array of interviews they've done. So it seems like if the stepfather doesn't get his way, he starts screaming and starts being very authoritarian, and that just seems to bode with his behavior we've seen. So Seth has also what Seth has blown up twice, and it was related to his son. Remember, he was the only one that has been looking for his son. He's been met with a great disrespect and challenges. People, infiltrating his home. There's a lot of things people don't take into consideration for Seth's blowouts. Chris had, the stepfather had no reason, right? The stepfather appeared to be angry at legitimate information being let out, calling people all types of names for just doing their job. Now, albeit I don't really care for the people he was talking to, but there's no reason to speak to them that way. I get really sick and tired of hearing people say that Chloe is a good professional. She's green as the weeds in my yard. This lady has no real life experience as a PI. She took a test. That's it. She took a test and all of a sudden she's a PI. You can't become a PI in Florida by just taking a test. You've got to go and work with a real PI. You've got to do undercover work. You got to do it all. Not just a book test. You got to be proficient in every aspect, including the law. And that's super important. And ethics. And ethics. Well, Emma, it's only because we're over here on the other channel. That's why. That's why Seth has righteous anger. He should in this case. Don't compare two, please. Seth is Sebastian's father who loves his son, right? And he's been crapped on by the other side of the family. Let's be honest. It seems like the other side of the family already knew the outcome. I mean, why else would a mom not come out? Why else would a mom not be beating down stores like Riley's mom saying, please check your cameras for my son? Right? It's just very strange. Everything seems very, very strange. Very strange. Hey, people. Hey, people. My hubby said he would bring our old Christmas tree out front so I can wrap it in green. Aw, that's so sweet. I love that. I'm watching my grandbabies. I'll rewatch later. Already hit the... Oh, thank you, Deanna. Have a great time with your grandbabies. Family is always first. Always, always, always. It's nice to see you, Pete. Texas Live. Wani, it's Super Saturday. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Pussy Willow, Pendercat. I cannot imagine the loss of a child who no one knows where he is. Right. I mean, I think most people would be climbing walls. I don't know that they would be, leaving the state or looking at motorcycles. I'm sorry. I look at every person, and trust me, my family's not a perfect family. I have a lot of, alcoholics and stuff like that in my family, and if their child was missing, as negligent as they can be, they would still have their butts out there searching high and low and kicking in frickin' doors. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Not literally. I mean, well, actually, my family probably would literally, but just shaking the trees. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Evil Abby, it's nice to see you, my love. Mike, Big Mac Mike up in the house, the hen house. Hello, hello, hello. Rosemary, it's nice to see you. So that's kind of, you got to look at it that way. Like, I don't have biological children, but I can tell you if anything happened to anybody in my family, including my grandchildren, I think I would act the same way. Very concerned, have urgency, and be knocking every damn door in the community until he was found. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't understand, and nobody can make me understand. All they can do is insult me and yell at me for how dare I think this? How not to think it? I mean, explain that to me. Only a bozo wouldn't be thinking what I'm thinking. I mean, we have to study statistics. This is not our first rodeo. We've had a lot of domestic violence that we've covered on this channel, and this really smells like it's domestic. No matter how it looks, no matter what the outcome, it still looks domestic. It doesn't look like anybody outside of the family would know. Miss Betty, I'm sorry now. The state of Tennessee is listed as a plaintiff against you. That detective is now listed as a witness. It's ridiculous. Are you using they're just using a scapegoat? Yeah, I don't know what they're doing, but I really don't. I really don't care, because I know I did not violate any laws. They are angry with my commentary, and that's what it comes down to. And unfortunately for them, and fortunately for me, it's protected. Period. It's protected. So I'm not worried. And if we can't get a fair shake here, then we'll just move it on up. Thank you, Wani. He was in mainstream school. He was in a mainstream school and now in a sin school. He had flourished into a beautiful rose. I must have walked in on another conversation. Normal, loving parents would move heaven and earth to find their disappeared without a trace child. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, we just don't see, like, we see that coming from Seth. We see that coming from Seth. He was out there for literally every day for, what was it, 2 or 3 months solid. At least, I want to think, at least every single day out there in the woods. They did a recovery search a few weeks ago, well, maybe a month or so by now, and of course, the good news is they didn't find anything, but the bad news is they didn't find anything. Nobody wants to ever find any kind of evidence where they were looking. You know what I'm saying? So at least that's positive, but I think we need more water searches. I really do. I think people that are out there leisurely, if you have sonar and side imaging, I think you need to pay attention when you go under the bridges. Just take an extra 5 minutes and run under the bridge a few times to make sure there's nothing under the bridges, or near the bridges that might, be of concern. If it is and you don't have time to check it out, mark the coordinates. Get that over to me, get that over to Dog, get that over to Nick, get that over to Memphis FBI, get that over to somebody. There's a lot of people that watch this show, not this necessarily this channel, but my main channel, that are in Tennessee and in that local area. So if they have boats, get them out in the water when you're out there just fishing, and take a few passes under some of the bridges you go under or you see. Why not? It's one thing that could help. If nothing more, clear bridges. If I had a child who went missing, I would not give a hoot if people thought I was a suspect. Exactly. Seth sits up there and says it all day with conviction. Listen, if I'm not cleared, nobody's cleared. I would be searching and screaming their name to high heaven and thanking those who were helping. You wouldn't be given a no comment? No comment? $50,000, no comment. I agree. I need more water searches and rescue and research where they have already searched as well. Well, I keep thinking about that. But after Elijah Vu and hearing the press conference on Elijah Vu and realizing that the property he was found on was searched multiple times, including with dogs, it's like, does it really matter if it's been searched at this point? Because, you got to think, this is not the first time this has happened to me. Brian Laundrie, the same exact things. We had helicopters, we had swamp buggies, we had mounted Canine, we had boats, we had ATVs. We had dogs out there in the area where he was found, and they never found him. It was all of those resources, and now I have 2 cases in 4 years. And actually, well, because I don't know if in Colin Knapp's they had dogs out there or not, but we knew right where that girl had to have been. And it was solidified when the friend and her mother went in to talk to Colin Knapp, and he gave this story that that they broke down his door and his fence in the back coming in to do the search. And I'm thinking, they wouldn't have come through that back fence and tore the back fence out. There's a swamp back there. It didn't make sense to me, and that's when I knew for real that she had to have been back there, and he broke the fence to get her out of the house. So I knew she was right there. So we went on the other side and started recording. But again, there was swamps and a swamp back there with water moccasins. So and I didn't have any type of wading gear, not that I would waded through that unless it was, shallow enough. But those water moccasins is what scares the crap out of me, because those are some vicious little, whats. And, but I don't think they had canines back there for some reason. I don't think they did. But if they did, that would be 3 cases that canines were involved and that close to the remains and didn't hit on them. That's concerning, and we have to try to figure out why. Could it be because of the livestock that's back there that has already passed away, maybe leaving a scent or disguising a scent or something like that? I don't know. I'm just thinking off the top of my head, could that be plausible? I don't know. I don't know that much about scent dogs. I learned a little bit about them during the Summer Wells case, and what we went over, I pretty much forgot. So maybe I'll have to find that video and rewatch it, because I know it was very informative related to the dogs. I'm not sure. But this, Elijah Vu makes absolutely 2 confirmed cases that had all the stops pulled out to find them, including dogs, and the dogs be in the area of where the remains were, and missed them on multiple occasions. Like the steward says, they're never going to find him, so he must really hit his body somewhere. Yeah. That statement always kind of feels so creepy and so spooky to me, and it just, my brain, you know, just starts getting really wild when I hear that, you know, it really does. It doesn't help, him talking. So I hate to say this, but Sebastian was alive. Wouldn't he try calling Seth? Gosh, that made my stomach hurt saying that. That's it, and that's why his father never turns his phone off. Did you guys notice that when he's on interviews, you hear his phone clicking? He will not turn it on silent or anything, because if his son calls, you never know when that call is going to come in, and he keeps his phone on. He will not turn it off. And many people were, you know, being nasty to him because of that. But he actually would stop a lie for his son, you know, not go motorcycle shopping. It's disgusting. My 17-year-old ran away when he was 12 due to bullying. He took his phone and switched. He walked the same way we walked when we were out. He did not go away from the routine even when he ran away. Wow, interesting. Very interesting. Seth is searching everywhere for his son. Sebastian, 7 months he's been searching. Vigils, news appearances, not so the other two. Yeah. I've thought of that too, but I also believe if they are keeping him somewhere, they're probably keeping him medicated up, or he's on camera 24/7 to keep him from contacting Seth. Yeah, but what medication? We did a live this morning, going back to the beginning of this case, and it was very clear he had no medication, because that was one of the major concerns for law enforcement at the time, was the fact that he didn't have his medication, and he was going on, I think, 3 days, 2 or 3 days at the time. I think he said 36 hours, maybe. I can't recall. I don't want to give specific, but you guys heard it. And if not, go back to my earlier live on the other channel, and you guys will be able to see that. But that's what I would think. And it was 3 miles approximately from where he went missing. If looking at bridges, look up underneath the overpass as well, in my opinion. CP of the tower crane operator, I believe he. Oh, somewhere knowing no one looks up. That's true. That's true. I don't know. I'm very upset. This investigation. I will never go to Tennessee. It's one of the worst states. I mean, I love the state. It's a beautiful state, and when you're not there for cases, it's a very enjoyable, relaxed state to be in. But you know, the comfort of many at the risks of the children, I don't know. I don't know where I stand on that, because I love the fact that people are free to make decisions. Well, that community is a little odd, to say the least. But, you know, for the most part, like even in Hawkins, you know, the law enforcement was very cordial, very relaxed with us, you know, allowed us to do whatever we needed to do. We turned a lot of stuff over to them, and it still just wasn't enough, you know, it just wasn't enough. And I don't know what enough would be in Tennessee, you know? So it's a darn good thing that it's not me, because I would sue and own that police department. Well, it seems like after this case, I'm pretty sure that they're going to have their fair share of lawsuits between the parents, I'm sure. I mean, you know, with CPS not notifying Seth about what was going on, I think, you know, I heard, even though I'm not privy to what's in those reports, I did hear whoever was handling the case manager handling the case was fired. So clearly, because he wants to find his son, actions speak volumes, and it's sad anyone questions him at this point. Breaks my heart. Yeah, and you know what's crazy is that Dog and Nick were provided a lot of false information, because, you know, we say a lot on this channel, and we don't really provide receipts, because I refuse to bow down to that crap game of where anybody can just say anything and not produce receipts, but if you have to dispute it, you got to produce the receipts to debunk them. You know, I get so sick and tired of that. If they want to make claims, just like when I make claims, you better have the receipts to back it up. I didn't say you had to produce the receipts to back it up. You just have to have the receipts to back it up. So whenever Dog called, it's my understanding that they went hard at Seth, and you know, within, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 minutes, the tunes changed, because again, receipts are important even to Dog the Bounty Hunter. So it's very easy when you need to produce the receipts, you got them to produce. That's all I'm saying, right? And so it was clear that the father is, without a doubt, definitely at work. And now, you know, people are like, oh, he's got mandatory. I want to tell you guys, in the real world, I don't know where you guys work for, but there is no such thing as mandatory lunch breaks. The only time you have mandatory breaks is when you're under the age of 18. That's it. There is no, I've never in my life heard this. You tell my boss that I'm required to take a break. When I was working, you know, back at the offices and stuff like that. Because I'm telling you, there was a lot of days that you don't get a break. You don't get a break. You get none. And when it comes down to a break of an officer, or them not having an officer to man a pod with inmates, you're manning a pod with inmates whether you have a lunch break or not. That's just how it rolls. This is a jail. This is not, you know, Club Med over here. Okay? So you have to, they're required, they're not required a lunch break. They are required a staffed employee to do their rounds. If there's no other staff employee to relieve the other person, you have to be there. I heard some stuff and I'm like, these people, like, what in the, like, they just think it and it pops out their mouth acting like they know something. And it's like, I get so tired of it. I wish people would do a fair amount of research before they just pop off at the mouth, because it like, for me, I look at people, I mean, it wasn't a question, it was a statement, you know? And it's like, I look at them and I'm like, they're no offense, but idiots. Like, there's no required break. We're adults. We don't get mandatory nothing except mandatory taxes. That's about the only mandatory thing that us adults have from person to person, no matter who you are. I pray that FBI gets higher ranking folks to investigate the whole entire Sumner County TBI, etc. LE agency. Clean the dirty folks out of there, in my opinion. Well, you know what I also heard is that these folks did this to Nina, and Sumner County helped them do this, take a baby, from my understanding, through loopholes and crap legal maneuvering, you know? So I am absolutely interested. Where can I send Miss Betty a green crystal and emerald ribbon so she can wear her on her blazer for court? Linda, send me an email at bullhornbetty@gmail.com and I'll get you some information. My kids either have iPad, phone, Switch, iBox on at all times. They cannot function daily without technology. It helps regulate them. Without internet, etc., it causes massive meltdowns. Maybe they were dealing with that at the house. I mean, I don't understand what the issue is with the internet with his mom and stepdad. They just seem overly strict, and I just like overly strict for a normal child. I mean, I can't imagine how unnerving it must have been for a child with autism. You know? I don't know. I don't know. This dog is so damn cute. This dog is just so damn cute. It's hard. You can't get really any cuter than that. I don't know if you guys can see her or not, but she's just cute. She's just a cutie pie. I guess I could have turned the camera around instead of doing that so I could see what I'm looking at. There she is. There she is. Just a little itty bitty baby. She's with me wherever I go. Wherever I go, unless I'm out of town, and then she goes to Gramsci's. And then I have to file court paperwork to get custody of my dog back because my mom doesn't like her to come home with me after she has her. No, I'm just joking. I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for the time I go knock on the door and the whole house has been moved. She's so sweet. My mom says she is the snuggliest darn dog ever. And I'm like, yeah, she is snuggly. It's you know, it's hard to have a bad day with her because if you can't really think. You can't even think to have a bad day because she keeps you pretty busy. I mean, she does. She keeps the freaking floor a mess. You know, as soon as I clean up this and vacuum, like she'll argue with the vacuum cleaner when the vacuum cleaner's running. And then as soon as I'm done vacuuming, she takes her bed and puts her nose up underneath the bottom of it to knock all the toys back out. She's definitely lively. She's definitely got her own little personality. And she's starting to realize she's not going to get on the bed by running away from me. She'll get down there, you know, I'm on the bed and she'll... And so I'll get down to pick her up and then she'll take off and I'm like, okay. So I'll get back in bed and 2 minutes later she's like... So I get down, then she'll run up to me. So now it was like that today she really wanted in the bed, so I got down and she just let me pick her up and put her in the bed. Like she's so cute. She's, I don't know, she's so cute. I call her in her terrible twos because she's learned how to say no, right? And her way of saying no is when you go to pick her up, she backs up so you can't get her. You know, she's not as easy to get to pick up. But she loves to be picked up. She doesn't like being by herself. Like even when we're out in the yard, I don't even have to put a leash on her because she does not get away from me. If I walk, she walks. You know, every time she goes out in the yard, she's constantly looking at me and making sure she's close to me. I think that has a lot to do with her being attacked. But she doesn't let me too far out of her sight, you know. But she's been, and I played with her. She wasn't interested in the Frisbee this afternoon. So I found like this little tire, you know, it's on one of the dog ropes. And so I was swinging that and tossing that in the yard. And she'd run from one end of the yard to the other end of the yard, but she'd never bring the darn thing back. So then I had to walk over there and I'm like, okay, am I getting the exercise or is the dog getting the exercise? So I tossed it again. She kept running, you know, so she enjoyed it. But she just, even the Frisbee, she wouldn't pick it up. She wouldn't bring it back. Usually she's really good about bringing everything back, but she just wouldn't do it. She'd run toward it, and then she'll see a blade of grass moving, and then she'll start chewing. She'll start playing with the blade of grass. I haven't heard her bark yet. Must be, oh, she has a cute bark. You have to, I did get her to bark because I can trigger her to bark. It's my feet. There's something about my feet when I like dance my feet, like tap my feet in front of her. She goes absolutely nuts. So if I really want to get her to bark, I can. I just tap my foot to the right and to the left and to the right and to the left, and then she'll start barking at my toes. So she's got a cute bark, but there's some barks on some of her videos I do on the other channel. But she's really cute. I haven't done videos on her recently. I need to take them because she's not staying small. Like I think if we went back to some of the first videos and see her now, I think she went through a growth spurt. I think she went through a growth spurt while I was at Mom's while she was at Mom's because when I came back from Tennessee, which I was only gone for 5 days, but when I came back from Tennessee, when I looked at her, she looked bigger, like noticeably bigger. Is Elfig in the house? Oh, Little Fig. Oh, you've changed it to... Hey, honey, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'll get her to bark. I'll put another video up. Like I said, it's very easy for me to trigger her to bark. She doesn't really bark in the house. The only time she really barks is if the doorbell is rang or somebody knocks on the door. And even today, Glenn came and knocked on the door. Was that yesterday? I think it was yesterday. It was yesterday. He came and knocked on the door and she didn't even bark. So she might even be not really doing all that. So I don't know. We'll see how she goes. I don't know if I'm going to have a barker or not, but I can tell you she doesn't bark at stuff moving and she doesn't bark around the house. But the only thing I've heard her bark so far is the knock at the door and the doorbell. The doorbell, she won't stop barking even after the doorbell stops ringing. I don't know what it is about the doorbell. She does not. She either does not like the doorbell, or she just can't think. She doesn't think I can hear the doorbell. I'm not sure which it is. German Shepherds' head are bigger than Delilah's whole body. I know they are. Quite a few creators are saying in chat, function of stream is playing up. I can't see any pictures next to names, etc. But my chat X, I don't. Okay, well I'm walking into. Hey Vermont girl, it's nice to see you. Missy called me Little Fig instead of Elf Fig, so I pleased her. I don't know how she saw little, but I love her. Oh, they're so kind and so great. They're just great people, you know. And when we first started out, I was, you know, kind of chill myself, but it's like all the hate and the chaos, it just does something to you. So I hope that they don't let it affect them on a personal level. Like sometimes I just don't give a you know what, and I'll just tell somebody to get bent, and it's just because of the abuse on here for so long, you know. And they're just so sweet, and I just think that they really work very hard to get as much information correct and accurate, and what could be wrong with that, you know? Chimes hurt their ears and sirens, yeah. My star isn't showing. Oh, that's because we're on this channel, probably. We'll be back on the other channel later tonight. I just wanted to come here and just chat with you guys because we haven't been on this channel in a while and we haven't really chatted. Just chat, you know, just chit chat. So I want to do that. I'm eager to get through the 10th. I know that they're going to try to throw everything possible at me, but at the end of the day, I know I'm on the right side of this, and they can do whatever they need to do. But I think if a judge sees everything, there's just no question. I mean, the law is ultra clear. I mean, Tennessee law, U.S. Constitution, I mean, from my understanding, it's very, very clear. So we'll see what happens on the 10th. I hope everybody gets there. I'm already starting to see some emails come in. If you guys haven't heard, if you would like, you guys know that we had the Sebastian rescue ride, and that was to raise money for Michaela's Motel. Well, we still have shirts that need to be sold. They're $25 a piece. I also thought that, you know, for people that will be showing up in court, you know, it might be, you know, for everybody to have the same shirt. Maybe you guys could all wear that for those that are coming on the 10th. The shirts are $25, and it's for a good cause. It's for a dog hotel. And I gotta brag, I gotta be honest with you. I got to meet some of the dogs, and they were precious, and they all had a story. One had a very painful story, and I got to see pictures of his healing process. And it's just, they do amazing work, and I can't think of a better organization. And you don't have to, you know, buy the shirt. If you want to make a donation directly to Michaela's Motel, I'm pretty sure you can do that through their Facebook or their, I think it's on their webpage, Michaela's Motel, and that's in Clarksville, Tennessee. And those dogs were so gracious and so beautiful, and I thought was just a great cause for them. And, you know, again, you'll be buying a shirt that goes to saving dogs and animals, period. Animals, saving animals. And Sebastian had a love for animals. So if you guys would like to get that shirt, you can send it. It's going to be a little process because I'll have to give you instructions in an email on how to order it. But it's very simple once I give you the instructions. So I'm going to make up the instructions, and then I'll send them over to you. I was told that there's limited sizes on a few sizes, but I don't know which sizes those are. I probably should have asked. So if you want one, when I give you the email, you might want to check to make sure they have their size in before you make the payment on, I think it's Venmo. I think they have Venmo payments. So, and of course, you're more than welcome, if you don't do Venmo, to mail a check. But just know that it's probably going to delay the shirt until the check is received, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So I know people are kind of iffy. So I just thought I'd just throw that out there. But I will get some stuff together so you guys can see. I still have the mock-up of the imprint on the shirt. They're a good quality, soft shirt. I mean, I love this shirt. What is it? Sweat wicking or whatever it is, whatever. Everybody laughs at me when I say that. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. It is a good shirt. It is a comfortable shirt. It's a nice quality shirt. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. And I'll be Betty. It's nice to see you, Lisa B. Always. P.S. It's nice to see you guys as well. So that's really all. I just wanted to say hi to everybody while Delila was taking a rest. Now she's moving. She's moving. She's just a lazy old girl. She's just a growing baby. When she's on go, she's on go. Like go. And when she's down, she's down. She don't want nobody to bother her. Her and I snuggled up together. I'll be honest with you about, I don't know, I've been up since like 3 o'clock this morning. So I think it was right about 11 or maybe even noon. I was tired. I wanted to lay down. And she snuggled up right to my neck. That was it. I was down for an hour. And then when I woke up, she kind of looked at me and said, I'm not, I don't want to get up yet. Like, you need to get up and move. She gets too lazy because she waits until like I'm ready to go to sleep, and then she has all this energy, and it's like pulling teeth to get her to calm down at night. Oh, thank you, Ginger Girl. Thank you. God bless you, Mama Bear. I'm hoping Dog the Bounty Hunter and his team are really digging into this. Calm before the storm. I think they are. Well, and I think, they're starting to get a little sus, kind of like me. They're just kind of getting a little sus about, what is really going on here. I mean, we've got people being silenced all over the place. It's okay for the people that are pro mom and stepdad, but anybody that criticizes law enforcement, their practices, or their friends, the mom and the stepdad or their family, it's like everybody is silenced. But they don't care about the crap that's going on for Seth, the non-stop, the 100 channels going after Seth that has a clear alibi. They don't care about that. You can do that. It's okay in Sumner County to do that. But, it's just, it's I don't know. There's some problems here. There's some major problems here. And I think it looks terrible for them in an election season. Absolutely terrible. And, it is what it is. So, if they out of your size, I have Sebastian's Army's t-shirt. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sonia. She is cute. I tell you what, she is my sidekick. I'm a hover mom. Like I even when I'm over at Glenn's and stuff, like I saw the dog next door, which is like 100 times size of a big old dog. And he's like, oh, he's just a dopey dog. I said, I understand. I'm just making sure. I made sure she stood right by me. I didn't want anything going on. I'm just super cautious with her because I love her so much. And if anything happens to her, I will be a blubbering mess. I'll be a blubbering mess. I have canceled memberships due to the coverage of this case. I'm now only members to BHB and another creator who keeps away from the drama. Well, I try to keep away from the drama, but the drama keeps finding me. And the fact that when people, start, what had happened is they were attacking Seth, and so it's like, you know what, you got a lot of dirt in your own yard there. If you're gonna be dumping some dirt that means absolutely nothing on somebody else, here, let me help you. And it's like I don't like doing that, but at the end of the day, those types of things, if they're not related to the case at hand, then you could tell it was a smear campaign. And the reason why you could tell it was a smear campaign is because it was the affidavit. It wasn't the finding of the court. And so the affidavits always have, look at the affidavits for the POs, right? They look absolutely horrible. But we all know that is malarkey, right? Just complete malarkey. And it's funny to me that this can be malarkey, but you know what? If I wasn't like this and I was just coming out, they would be like, oh, look at this. Look, she threatened them with a gun and da-da-da-da-da. And we all know it's malarkey. It will not be the finding of the court. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to smear somebody with affidavits. But what was the finding of the court? And that's where everybody intentionally and willfully does not advise their audience, because they have a narrative that they're driving and they want the assistance of their audience. I don't have a narrative I'm driving, other than I want to find Sebastian, and there is a person that knows more, two people in my opinion, that know more than anything about where this child could be. There are other ancillary people that also know what may have happened to him. And so that's what I'm trying to get at. You know, these people out here, they just need a click and a view for some, pay rage, and it's like, I don't do pay rage. I don't do it. Am I upset about this whole entire situation and we haven't found some, of course. But to be criticizing anybody out there looking, I mean, think about it. I really kind of am taken back by Terry Lynn. But you don't hear me trashing her or trashing what she's doing out there. Do I say some things here and there? Of course I do. But you don't hear me beating her up every single day, because at the end of the day, she's still looking. She's still keeping his name out there. And when she does cross the line, I do speak up. But you don't see me over here tearing that lady down. I don't really want anything to do with her, honestly. I think she's gone a step too far with some of the things she has said. But these other people, they're not even doing a thing except pay rage. That's it. Aw, Seven True, thank you. Welcome to this crazy place we call the Coffee Club. This crazy fam. Good gracious. Maybe I need another nap. I don't know. The amount of lies and filth the haters tell is shocking. Yeah. Oh, and I love the new one. Apparently, it makes me, it's like when I hear stuff, you can tell these people are so uneducated and probably don't know how to keep their own legs closed. And I heard some rumors that now from Stephanie and Stephen, right? Stephen should be Stephanie and Stephanie should be Stephen. So they're saying that there's something going on with me and Tony. How absolutely deplorable is that? I'm sorry, just because you guys can't keep your legs closed doesn't mean the whole world is like that. At the end of the day, we were there working and had court. I don't think it was the romantic type of trip, okay? Like, these people are freaking animals. That man has a loving wife sitting at home, a good Christian lady. And why would anybody be touting that? Please provide freaking receipts. I mean, you guys had me followed the entire time I was there, according to you guys. So certainly somebody has a picture of this. I think it's disgusting. I think it's deplorable. And let me tell you, Tony and his wife are some of the nicest people I have ever met in my life. What people on this platform has done to him, his wife, and his family is disgusting. And remember, part of you guys support it. Like, no, I don't. I would never support that. You go and watch the filth that is doing this to him and his wife. That is encouraging them to keep going. Even if you denounce it, just going there gives them their view that keeps this stuff going. I'm just saying, sometimes, it's like H. Do you really want to know what it's like? Because I really don't. You know why? Because I see people dropping around my entire county like flies, right? I don't even want to know. I don't want to look under the hood. Why? Because it might kill me. So treat these hate channels like H. And just say no. Just say no. Well, the new thing is Seth was probably in love with his adopted mom in a weird way. New thing is, oh, good. These people are literally grasping at straws at this point. They have nothing. And I still want receipts on those billboards because let's face it, it sounds like somebody's spending money that was supposed to be for billboards in a child's name that she did not have authorization to raise money in. And that is very, very concerning because I still have yet to see any of these billboards. And I drove by a few digital billboards. So, you know, I think we need to be demanding receipts. And if you donated to the billboards and you haven't seen the billboards and haven't seen the receipts, I would suggest you filing a police report. Sorry, not sorry. Because I feel like that $20,000 that was raised fraudulently. Now, I don't have anything on that yet until I see the actual receipts, not a stupid calculator. But I think people need to question whether the legitimacy of the fundraiser and whether that and where are the proof that they are putting these billboards up. Well, it's because I would have to think, how do you know that? Tell me the breakdown of that, Ginger. How did you hear that? And what was said? They won't. Emma, you should know better. They're trash. They're the trash of YouTube. Trash doesn't accept responsibility. They only say everybody else should. They are the ones that say that they're the first to say that you're self-unaware. You have no self-awareness, yet they don't. Like, it's disgusting. Coming out 7 months late, putting money. Come on. This is a girl that stalked me, that wanted to punch me in my face. Do you really think it was for billboards? Because I really don't. Because it was after they received that money that they started saying that Tony paid me to do something to Terry or whatever, and he bought me a steak after a rough day. It was just that simple. And it's just, it's surprising to me. Absolutely surprising. Heard there's a billboard in Las Vegas. Oh, good gracious. That's going to help the case. Yusuf and Tony were classy and supportive of each other. That bunch can't even figure out who they are with. They fight with each other. They are a huge dumpster fire. I don't get it. Because they have to pay rage. You know? It's all about pay rage. They get paid to rage. That's all it is. I mean, they don't have any facts. They will lie to your face to get you to elicit a response, an emotional response over anger and hate, because that's one of the most powerful emotions you can feel outside of love. But I do believe love trumps hate. That's why they're always underperforming. You know? It's weird. Yes, they pull lies out of their hole. Yes! They have literally no receipts. Not a scintilla of receipts. I've been saying that that Seth has been at work, clocked in at work for a long time. For a long time. Why? Because we knew. Hey, PJ. It's nice to see you. Welcome to the fam. Hate chans are making money on the coattails of a 15-year-old young... Yeah. Remember all those horrible things that they said about me 2 and 3 years ago? Really? Who's wearing all the things that they said about me the best? They told you I didn't care, that I was violent, that I was stalking and harassing people, that I was breaking the law. Who's all doing that now? It's not that things have changed. It's just I've been out here long enough for people to actually see me now. Now they're still stuck being them, just like I'm still stuck being me. It's just the light is shining on them and what they are doing and how they're wasting resources. Remember how they kept saying I'm wasting resources? I'm like, no, I'm not the one making the 50 calls. It's your channel that is. Remember that? They are pointing fingers at Seth, but he has a strong alibi. Now they're going to come. Now, I know somebody was already saying they're forced to have lunch breaks. I'm like, this is a county jail. When you're short-staffed and there's nobody to relieve you, you don't get a break. You know? Because you cannot leave your position without somebody covering it. It's a freaking jail. I heard that another creator called Nick's PO on a live. Disgusting. They have got to, I think that is disgusting. I think people need to report their channel for bullying. I really do, and harassment. Because Nick has not done one criminal act to elicit anybody calling his probation officer. And shame on the people that put that in somebody else's mind. Because let me tell you, if you can do that to other people, somebody in your family is probably on probation. And I don't think I want a whole bunch of web sleuths looking into my history and starting to make waves for me or my family. Because people will do that. People will give that stuff right back to you. It's bad karma. It's bad juju. That's why I stay away from that nonsense. They say it was Dolly, it was SF. Well, SF is a piece of garbage, right? As soon as the Proudfoots fire him, he's going to be ready to expose them. I mean, the man can't. He's a horrible, horrible person. I mean, really, look what he did to the Utah. What was his name? Gosh, why do I always Dylan Rounds? Look what he did to his mom. Look what SF has done to the Kylie Rodney case. Look what SF did to Jen Santinello, Layla Santinello's mom. Do you think he's going to be any different to this family when they finally get a clue he doesn't know what the hell he's doing? I mean, I'm just curious. You get what you pay for, and I doubt they paid him a whole lot. And if they did, they just took the money and burnt it. And burnt it. He took the money and burnt it. I told SF off on X. He didn't answer me. Yeah, he's a skunk. He's a freaking skunk. That's the only thing I can call him. I will never have any. I don't do anything with internet PIs. Unless they're legit PIs. You know, these people are not, they're licensed PIs, but they're not legitimate PIs. They know how to do data mining and background searches. Woo! This is a criminal investigation. You need to know how to do a little more than that. Oh, 8 months, Miss Lee, Mom of 3. These other creators are here for the wrong reason. Yeah, they're for attention and clicks and views. Everything they used to say I was all about. No, I just go out there and do my thing and people tune in. You know? Even when I don't want them to. All right, guys, I love you. I hope you guys have a great day. God bless. Rock it out with your coffee beans out. I'm going to get myself something to eat and try to settle this girl down in bed so I can finish up my paperwork and we can have a live later tonight on the other channel. God bless.